Hi, I'm Mac. Today we're going to talk about how to use LinkedIn as a sales enablement tool. We've been using LinkedIn as a sales enablement tool for the past 3 years, and the platform has changed drastically over that time. And a lot of the times you're playing kind of LinkedIn's game here. So it's like, how do you optimize the process to catch up to how LinkedIn is evolving and changing over time? We first identify the companies we want to reach out to. Then we take those companies and import them into LinkedIn Sales Navigator. We then add the titles that we want to reach out to at those companies. We take those prospects that we have then found from the companies and those titles and start messaging them on LinkedIn. We have many different profiles messaging many different people at a time. Usually we're trying to keep it 10 to 20 messages a day from each profile. Once someone responds, we then follow up with them via LinkedIn and or calling to make sure that we book that appointment quickly. Everyone's used to using LinkedIn Sales Navigator as their search functionality. Well, we've found that it's inconsistent at times. So the best use case for that is to take the companies you want to target and import them into LinkedIn and then build your search parameters based off those companies. If you want to change titles or different people within those organizations that you're trying to target, that's where Sales Navigator is powerful. But importing those companies into Sales Navigator is how you actually target the people you want to reach on LinkedIn. LinkedIn InMail used to be a way to communicate a lot on the platform. And we found that is actually less successful nowadays. We typically rely on a connection request followed by personalized messages 3 to 6 days apart. That campaign typically runs about 30 days total. And that kind of allows the personalization of messaging to really resonate with the prospects. Some of the ways we personalize messaging on LinkedIn is industry specific, title specific, or need specific. So obviously industry and title are pretty self-explanatory, but need is us actually going on someone's website, learning a little bit more what they do, and speaking to that directly. When you're sitting at this volume, you of course are going to run into rejections. How we handle those rejections are a few different ways. Of course, if someone's just completely not a fit, we no longer message them. There are a lot of companies that we still want to stay in contact with, so we have avenues of putting them into check back in folders or follow-up folders that we reach back to that prospect at the appropriate time. A lot of LinkedIn search mechanisms can be inconsistent. For example, we like to reach out to a lot of owners and CEOs of mid to small size companies. A lot of people list multiple companies on their LinkedIn profile that they're maybe the owner of. So maybe they're a director of marketing at a huge company, but they're also the owner of their Etsy shop. Well, if we're looking for owners, those people are still going to come through. So that just means you have to be very thorough and specific on your targeting in LinkedIn. While we nurture our prospects from LinkedIn, we also have different avenues to do that as well. It's a really powerful tool if you start to bring in email and or calling into the mix to really bring on an omnichannel approach. We found that email is particularly effective. So whenever you have someone reaching back out on LinkedIn, they're a lot likely to reach out via email as well because they're very comfortable with that. I hope this was helpful for your LinkedIn sales enablement efforts.